Yesterday, Jordan Addison officially declared for the 2023 NFL Draft. Of course, we knew this was coming. It wasn't a matter of if, just when. And when it did become official, of course, Steeler Nation started to get aroused at the thought of a Pickett-Addison reunion. But things got even more heated when an old clip emerged of Pickett talking about Addison's work ethic, along with how if KP8 had any say in his future NFL team's draft decision, he would for sure go to bat for Addison.
So then when you get a guy like Jordan out the gate as a freshman, like it took one throw in like a throwing session, and I pulled him aside. I was like, make sure you line up with me like every time in the throwing session. I was like, I'll wait for you at the end because he's a freshman. Yeah. The upperclassmen want to go first. I was like, I'll wait for you at the end. I knew he was going to play, and Whit told me, he's like, this kid's really good. So to watch him grow from like that 2020 season, which was a COVID year, like that's the kid's first year, the COVID year. Yeah. It's tough to like have a freshman learn all that stuff. So I was so happy to come back and work with him for another year, and like just dedicated as I am. So like never missed a throwing session, never missed a film session, always where I needed him to be. And like there's a reason why I always looked his way, man. The kid, I could trust him, and he's a great player. So it was a really good relationship that we had. And to say the least, I'll be banging, slamming the table for him to get drafted wherever I go.
I think all of us understand this wouldn't be the wisest thing to do, but we can't help ourselves, damn it. I mean, it worked for the Bengals. Drafting Jamar Chase at, number 5 a couple years back wasn't the smartest thing to do. They needed a ton of offensive line help, but they did it anyway, and it worked out for them. So why not us? But the one question or the one wrinkle in all of this that is kind of flying under the radar is Calvin Austin. Do the Steelers already have a wide receiver 3 on the roster? He even brings an element to the table that I don't think any of the receivers we're talking about can boast. Not Addison, not the guys on the roster in Deontay or Pickens. Austin's got that top-end speed. Not only that, but Austin's route running seems to be off the charts as well. It just sucks we didn't get to see any of this in 2022. We would have a better assessment of where we stand with him and if he can be a wide receiver 3 for us. But these are all the factors at play. Not only if you draft Addison, that means you're not going to draft a cornerback in round 1 or you're not going to draft an offensive tackle, but you also may be selling short on Calvin Austin a little prematurely. And I don't know if he's one of those guys that we should be burying on the depth chart this early in his career, because we did see he had that early connection with Pickett in training camp. He says he's going to be ready to go, and the mental reps did help. So I wouldn't mind seeing what Calvin Austin's got if he could bring something to the table at the wide receiver 3 spot. That's why Jordan Addison, going back to the beginning, may not be the smartest of picks. But speaking of receivers, the Steelers made a signing today. Brought back receiver Anthony Miller on a 1-year deal. Contract details were not disclosed. This is a very low-stress signing. Miller was a former second-round pick to the Chicago Bears back in 2017. Drew some early comparisons to Antonio Brown based off his play style. Had some decent seasons in Chicago, then found his way to Houston, but was cut after like 5 or 6 games there. And then in 2021 was picked up by the Steelers. And he was never really able to carve out a role for some odd reason, because the wide receiver 3 spot was kind of open after Juju went down with injury, but we gave that spot to Ray McCloud and decided to throw him a ton of passes, probably way too many passes for what Ray McCloud was giving us in terms of production. So I don't know why Anthony Miller couldn't find his way on the field, but when he did, there wasn't much to it. He ended up in the 2021 season with only 1 catch for 3 yards in that road Bengals game. The Steelers decided to bring him back, though, in 2022. He was making some waves reportedly in the offseason, but then unfortunately got hurt. We had to put him on IR, and now he's back here again in the 2023 offseason and trying to make another run at it. He also recently just tweeted out some stuff since the deal got done to let you know where his mind is. First, 3 hours ago, says slot man. And then another tweet, he says, had a lot of time to sit back and really observe the game. Learned even more than I already knew. Can't wait to get back out there again. Like I said, cool with it. It's a good deal. Low risk, high reward. Miller will provide some competition for the slot receiver spot against Calvin Austin. You saw he tweeted out slot man. So whoever emerges of those two will, I think, make it feel like it's more deserved because both those guys have talent. yeah, end of the day, I don't really know if anyone can have anything bad to say about this deal. But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News. Let me know what you guys think about some of this wide receiver news. Jordan Addison, Calvin Austin, Anthony Miller. Drop it down in the comments, but stay chilling on this fine Tuesday. Peace.